Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the PWR Network. I'm Amy. You voted, and by an overwhelming majority, you all said you wanted receipts and updates on the hidden true crime situation. So here we are. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of claims, and a whole lot of, trust me, I've got proof. But if those receipts never show up, then what? Does it all just blow over, destined to repeat itself again and again? This is where the rubber hits the pavement, my friends. And the question is, will these screenshots and receipts ever actually see the light of day? Well, grab your coffee, your own screenshots, and your best detective energy, because today we're digging into the receipts edition, where the story meets the screenshots and the truth finally gets some daylight. Maybe. Shout out to my Dragonflies and my replay crew and everybody out there keeping the archives alive. Let's get into it. I'm going to roll some credits.
Kevin is drumming his old guitar again. Words rolling out into our fire. If heaven had wings, I would steal them and fly away with you for a while. Hearing the essence of gratitude, your dreamy little smile on my lips. I miss my cue, but baby, I had you. Miss my cue, but I had you for that day. Here in the blue.
Here in the essence of gratitude, I get to be back here with my PWR crew. I always love spending my mornings with you. It really does help me start off my day. I do want to tell you we've got a little something new over on YouTube. They're letting us go both vertical and horizontal. So I'm over on YouTube, Facebook, and also we're doing Instagram today. So hi, everybody. If you could give me love on the platform you're on. But what I was saying, over on YouTube, they're letting us try this new thing where you can go vertical and horizontal, but it shows up as two live streams. So if you're on the vertical and you're not digging it, like no bueno, I don't like this, head over to the vertical and vice versa. So that sounds like a lot. Well, welcome to social media. It is a lot these days, but that's what's happening. And I'm trying it out. So, and I want everyone to feel comfortable on the platform they're on. Let me come over and say good morning. I've missed you guys. I feel like I have like a little sub niche of hidden true crime people now. And I love hanging out with you guys and, just discussing the psychological aspects of it and the what ifs and the actual receipts of the case. And we haven't done that in a few days. So it's good to see you guys again. Let me see what you guys are saying. And let me get that off the screen too. Hey, good morning. Hi, Carolina. Good morning. Did you get your coffee, Caleb Bees? Good morning, beauties. Good morning, Anderson Gustav. It's a good name. It's a strong name. Anderson Gustav. I don't know if that's your real name, but it's a good one. Morning, unsolved Amy. Oh, I was just thinking about you. I hope you're doing well, Amy Boston. Good morning, Carrie 28. So good to see you. Good morning to see everybody out there, out in the ethers and the just hanging out. Good morning. Ready for class? Okay, guys. So I wanted to talk about this hidden true crime. There are a few cases that I wanted to talk about, and I gave you the choice, and this is the one that you wanted to talk about first, which I totally get. I did a quick search around the internet, and I've got some pretty good stuff for you. I've got I'm a Gen Xer, so I always I get angry about stuff. I don't know. I get outraged. And to counter react my outrage, I put humor in it. So we're going to be laughing a lot because this stuff outrages me when people get away with. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I'm just like, people just have no idea the BS that people pull behind the scenes on YouTube. And if you only knew, and a lot of times you just got to sit there with a smile on your face and just if you're a believer in karma, which I am, you just know, you just got to put it in your back pocket and let time take its course. But my question today was okay, so it seems to me like a lot of people put it in their back pocket and it's come to play, but is it just going to blow over? Because I've noticed that they're just kind of doing business as usual over on Hidden True Crime, which is the playbook, the best play in the book of, PR to try to reform what you've done wrong. And I've noticed they're just putting out their stuff, and yeah, and that's business as usual. But there's still murmurings of it around the internet. So I wanted to take you around the internet and show you what I found. Yes, it's a pretty ironic generation. It's full of sass. And I mean, when you're walking your own self to school at 5, you develop thoughts of the world on your own, and they're pretty solid. They're pretty solid thoughts. So, it is what it is. And I wouldn't recommend it for any other generation, but if you had to slap me down on any generation, you couldn't take me out of Gen X. It gave me what it gave me, right? It gave me my trauma, but my trauma also gave me my humor and my ability to basically do anything. I feel like I don't want to test fate or anything, but I think I'm a pretty strong girl, woman. And so, and I do attribute that to my generation. I think a lot of us are pretty strong. But, so I want to take us around the interwebs today and show you what I've found. And I say all of that to say that I found a lot of humorous things. So we're going to be dipping into some humor today. Some ironic humor. All right, let me get my screen together for you guys. Got the baby bird in the shower. Hopefully he stays there for a while. Got him fed, so the baby's in bed. We've got some time. Let me get myself out the screen too. And I really don't know, this vertical view is, if it's too small, I don't know what to say to you, because I don't know why anyone's on vertical over on YouTube anyway, but it is what it is. What are you doing over on vertical? That's my question. No, just kidding. Let's see. But it's so small over here on vertical. I also don't want to get wrapped up in it. All right. Get my ADHD brain back. All right. So if it's too small on vertical, just try to put something in chat for me so I can make it bigger, because it does look really small over there, but I don't know how to make it bigger for you. Let me try this. Just do a little center. There. I think that's better. I think that's better for everyone. Vertical and horizontal. I'm making up words. Sorry. There. I think that's better. All right. So, and let me put the chat up on, well, if I do that, then I got to move myself. All right. No chat up on stage. All right. So this is somebody that I found, Jolene Lunzer. She is giving a comedy commentary on all of this. I thought we would take a quick peek peek at it. This is an introduction, and then we're going to pop over to TikTok where she just has a clip up.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're back with more roasting and reacting. Today, we are back on the Lauren Matthias stalking situation. We are going to be roasting and reacting to their response after the 9 hour where Dr. John comes in to save the day. So grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something very comfy. Smash that like on your way in, and let's get this party started.
If you like what you see, come and get.
Ooh, I like that intro. Thank you so much, Unsolved Amy Boston. She says, I love your content because you have no mean girl energy towards other creators unless it's LM deserving. Yeah, I really don't have mean girl energy. I really want, I have found that my joy comes in helping others and seeing their success. It's like not unselfish when I help others because I get like happiness from that. So once you realize, like, you figure out that you can get joy from other people's success, it's pretty exciting, actually. But thank you for saying that. I appreciate that you noticed that. Let me pop forward. So you guys, the name of the game here is everything that we watch. We won't watch in its entirety, but I will put it over in the YouTube show notes. Today, we're coming to you on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So hi, everyone.
Finding the funny, roasting, reacting to things regarding this situation that true crime podcaster and YouTube channel from Hidden True Crime, Lauren Matthias and her husband brought to the interwebs regarding their civil stalking injunction. If you missed me covering the 9 hour, that is there for you in the No Offense, All Offense playlist. You will see it labeled. I am still trying to edit part 1 together for you guys. It's actually uploading.
Trying to get out clips for you guys, but these long, I did a 5-hour live. Do you guys realize I did a 5-hour live on their 3-hour live? I'm like, what are these people doing to us? They're putting out 9.5-hour lives, and I'm putting out, I think 5 hours, my longest. No, it's actually not. I did do a 1 year, a couple years ago, I did a New Year's celebration. I was like, I'm really into the Twilight Zone, and I always liked when they had those marathons. So I either did, I think I did a 48-hour marathon or a 24. I don't know which one I did, but I did do a full 24 hours. I know that at least. So, but yeah, I haven't done it since. And yeah, they had me out with a 5-hour live.
Or exporting right now, so hopefully that doesn't slow down my computer. But it is in a 6-hour live from last week. But I'm trying to get it more organized for you all. So thank you guys for being here. Again, smash that like. If you want to support the channel further, you know the drill. You can send a super chat while we're live here on YouTube. It's a great way for me to see your comment. You can send a super thanks after the video post. Thank you to those of you who have done that. You can hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Thank you to those of you who have done that. Or you can send, you can join my membership here or on Patreon. You don't have to do any of those things, but they are there if you choose to.
So let's move forward and let's just go into one of her clips. It's like a 5-minute clip. So I figure we can like watch a little bit of her.
The comment section in the live chat. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. The girl hates Kleenex. Yes. The lean cuisines are.
Good morning, Kim. It's so good to see you. Kim is our lady in blue. If you have any questions, you can direct them to her and she can, like, you know, I don't notice the chat. I get talking and sometimes I don't notice if you guys are needing my attention. So if you need my attention, you can direct it to her and she can flag my attention down.
Here, Christina Coca has renamed the lean queen, the lean team, the lean cuisines. I'm kind of here for it. I'm kind of here for that. Okay. So I wrote down that we left off at 5 hours, 22 minutes and 6 seconds. So around this time. So let's keep going. I might speed it up too at times. All right, Lauren, tell us more about this stalking. She's got a civil stalking injunction.
Okay. This is let's find out what this is important. Guys, okay, this is really important.
It's really important.
Oh, that's
Starting off
right.
really important. I'm going to speed it up to 1.2.
She's also multitasking, and she likes to listen while she's door dashing. So there's that too.
Because we're really important.
Laid back here. Don't worry about it. I just really get involved in what I'm doing. And even when I'm on panel with people, they'll message me or they'll text me and I won't see it till the end of the show. So I just get really focused, hyper focused on what I'm doing.
This is what I'm thinking. I have to use the restroom. Do you remember that one body
We don't got to know that.
cam footage thing that we never shared? Why don't you put that on? You guys can watch the other.
So she's going to poop? Oh my God.
Boom. Roasted.
She's like, I have to take a dump.
This is inappropriate.
So let's watch more body cam that we've probably already seen.
Single of us. And I'll run to the restroom and we're going to dig into this.
But only the cherry picked body cam. Okay. Cherry picked body cam only. You guys are going to have to dig for the other stuff. And we did.
This thing is really important. And I'm wiggling. I've had a lot of water and my mouth is still dry.
Okay, just go potty.
Sorry, guys.
Just go potty, lady.
I'm nervous.
She did.
Why are
I
you
think
nervous?
she said she went 2 or 3 times.
Lauren and Grayson.
Oh, we already saw this body cam. Now we get another. So now we just get to see Grayson's, her assistant / producer, super afraid face.
So, did you get a copy of this yet?
Yeah, we provided them to you guys. We have
Okay,
copies.
you already have a copy? So we'll give you another copy.
Okay.
So-
Sorry, there was somebody walking by that is friends with her, so I just wanted to look down for a second. I apologize.
My partner and I, we explained everything to her, what she can and can't do, where she can be and can't be. And we thoroughly explained if she does violate it, she will be arrested. So,
And she understands.
Grayson looks over at her for approval, like, that's good, right? That's good, cult mommy.
it's official
I
research.
was thinking about Grayson this morning because I've said before, we always try to support other causes, like donate a little something of what we get from YouTube. At first, we donated to this little baby elephant named Banny that got hit by a train and couldn't stand up, and now it can stand up and walk, and we bought it a few bottles. And then we moved over to Rocky Kanaka's channel, Sitting with Dogs, and we have a membership over there, and I will post some of his stuff and help, with the dog situation. And in Rocky's channel, they oh my gosh, I went too far off on my story, you guys, and I forgot what I was gonna say to you. Rocky, donate. Oh, I forgot. Damn it.
All right, I know there's been a lot of discourse about this badge, whether Lauren Matthias came as just a regular schmegular person or if it was like a special badge.
It was something I was watching on Rocky's, and I was thinking back. Oh yeah, I know. Okay, so Rocky has a assistant named Alexis. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I lost that. Rocky has an assistant named Alexis, and Alexis, it kind of reminded me. She's young and she handles. I went over to his webpage, and I noticed that she is a moderator over there. So I can tell like she's doing multitasking type of things. And so it's like, if that's a thing, that's like a job profession now that young kids want to get into is, the producing and, and I would too, if I were a young, this would be exactly what I would be doing. I would be helping a larger channel try to podcast. And I've always thought about like when I get larger, having an assistant. And I was thinking about like how he treats is it her name? I think her name's Alexa. And I know for a fact that he probably has taken her under his wing, but for sure isn't treating the way Lauren has treated Grayson and brought her into this drama and this tragedy and the stressed out way that Grayson, I mean, having and not sending her home. And I understand taking younger people under your wing, but can you imagine being taken under the wing of somebody who's as broken as Lauren is, and then becoming broken like her? Oh, I don't know. I was just thinking about that.
Because I think they've said it's not like she had her own table there at the crime con or she was paid to be there. oh, you're eating a bone. I was like, what did that sound? Buffy got a bone. So I don't know what kind of crime con badge that is, but feel free to sound off in the chat if you know.
I'm gonna damage her for this is trauma she's gonna carry from now on. I mean, you think about when you were young and you know, like the first traumas that you went through, and like you learn the nonsense that adults really do. You know, like when you're young, you look up to. Well, I don't know what Gen Z. I don't know if they're looking up to people these days. I really don't know. But like when I was that age, there was a certain level of authority, even if I was like 18 and someone was 24, you know, like just even a few years on me, they got a certain level of authority over me. Like now, you know, it doesn't matter. Like if you're 60 or you know whatever, but when I don't know, when does that end too? Like when do you get to the adult level where people don't really get, I don't know what age, but I certainly know Grayson isn't at that age. I know that she still sees Lauren and John as, you know, mother and father figures, authority figures. And you know, I think that Grayson has a certain level of involvement in this, but I give her more of a pass because of her age. I do.
I already have the NCIC hit. We just got to call our records and say that we served her with a copy of it.
I'll get you a business card. We just got to write a quick little report that we served it, and then after you write this.
God, Grayson just looks miserable. Does she always look like this? This poor, I can't help it. I know people are like, don't feel bad for her. She's in, but I feel so, she looks miserable and she looks terrified.
Thank you, officers or detectives. Sorry.
You know, I have a weird where I can, if I get a little heavier, I get like a really low self-esteem because growing up, the way you looked was everything, right? Like especially weight. I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s where geez, couldn't keep up with the weight. But yeah, I get it. And then there's other times where I'm just like, I don't know, I've decided that I have two distinct, I'm a yin and a yang. Like my dad was this goofy, I don't even know how my mom got with my dad. He was just a big freaking weirdo. He was weird. And then my mom, my grandma's side, they've got this like I'm a Scorpio, but they've got like this Scorpio-ness to them where for lack of a better word, they act like their shit don't stink. Like I've got that side in my family too, right? So I've got this side who thinks they're nothing. And then I got this side who thinks their shit don't stink. And like it just depends on the day of the week who I am. So it's like really hard to, but I get Grayson too. I do get that low self. But also is it her age too? And the fact that she hasn't been home in so long.
Sorry, I don't know what to call you. Okay, that was, we saw this flirting, and look at Grayson's like, mommy's flirting with Mr. Officer. Thank you, Grateful Little Farm, for the super chat or the becoming a member.
Okay, well, let's move on. And I found this person over here, the Daily Dose of Dana, and I wanted to see what she had to say. I wanted to look at some of the larger content creators. This person has 52,000. This other one had 48,000. So I just want to see what some of the larger people are saying and if they're seeing for what it is. And then we're going to go over to Reddit and over to TikTok and talk. There's more receipts. There's just more receipts over there.
9-hour live. I'm going to be like Lauren Matthias from Hidden True Crime, and I am going to do a 9-hour live because I have had a cyber stalker injunction, and I am sick of protecting my 8-year-old.
Yeah, like I'm sure Alexa goes home from Rocky and Kelly's home sitting with dogs, and yeah, I'm sure they're not in all this drama, and they're over. I mean, Rocky just put out a book, and they hit their millions of subscribers, and there's just, you can tell people like I wouldn't have known. I would have. let me think, are there any content creators that you found out that they're not really how they are behind the scenes? Because you don't have to, like, I'm a little wilder behind the scenes than I am in front, although you get pretty much what you see with me. I try not to swear as much. That's the main thing that I try not to do. And I try not to put my blatant, blunt thoughts. I try to put a filter over things when I go live, like I do try to do a little filter. But if I don't want, if I wouldn't want to sit in a room with you, like if you came into the room and my first instinct was to, no, I'm out, I'm getting out of here, I wouldn't want to watch you either. I wouldn't want to watch you on my TV or my desktop or my phone. So I just don't understand the whole idea of, well, being one way in front of the camera and another way behind the camera. That doesn't float with me.
Who doesn't feel safe anymore? This is the story of Lauren Matthias and Hidden True Crime.
And it's tragic.
I can't do it anymore. You guys, this story is wild. Now, 9 hours of a live that has been covered by many people, including Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy has been doing 7 parts. If you thought 9 hours was bad, Turtle Boy has made it about 15 hours. I'm going to attempt to bring it into like a 7-minute, like a 10-minute of I'm going to squeeze it into like a 10-minute. Okay. What is this drama around Hidden True Crime? Miranda says we need to browse when you retell it, but I can't be Turtle Boy. I'll just try to there you go.
There.
It's so hard. I'll ask my Botox lady on Friday when I go to her. This is a wild story. This is the story of Lauren Matthias. So this is how it unfolded. Lauren Matthias is a woman who has a YouTube show called Hidden True Crime. Did I know who Hidden True Crime was and Lauren Matthias 1 week ago? Absolutely not. Okay? Absolutely not. Did any of you guys? Probably not. Do I know now? Yes, I do. Was that a goal? Probably. I have no idea. But the goal here is that now we all do know. Here's the thing. Do I feel good for anyone that's getting harassed online? Fuck no. I understand what it's like to have mean girls after you. It's awful. But you have to weigh whether or not you want to talk about it in a public manner or not. How much, risk versus reward, right? And in this case, unless it's coming at you really bad and your life is really in danger, or it's really, really, really scary, or something horrible, you may want to question whether you want to make a 9-hour live, make a real big meal out of it. And this is the problem, that I do question if she should have done it. Now, I don't have my other computer here to do a poll for YouTube, or I guess what I can do is, this is what I'm going to do. Hold on. I'm going to do it right now. Which is the question? Do you believe Lauren from H2 Crime?
I mean, I don't think anyone will. Well, no, I shouldn't say that, because I still get these comments. So, and they are still, I popped over to their page and they're losing subscribers still, but she's putting out her videos and she's decided to
Ashley, we learned because
to start Melody Buzzard is the new case that she seems to be following, and over here she got 20,000 views. I'm sure she's still moderating her comments, but they have 248 comments. And I mean, those are probably at least 248 good comments, because they're not going to leave the horrible comments, of course, but I think they're just trying to push through it. She did a lunchtime live and did a feel sorry for me. It's my brother's birthday post. She's done some lives, but they're pre-recorded lives. She's doing the pre-recorded lives. She's, that's so she can get the super stickers and the extras, that's why. And she's also, when they're releasing the videos, they're releasing them, I believe, as video premieres because they got to get their extra money because their views are a bit down. Yeah, a bit. What did they used to be like? Yeah, they're a bit down. So they're doing a few things here and there to get their extra coin.
Okay, that's the poll. I'm just going to ask, do you believe her? That's what I want to know. Okay, so let's explain what the story is. Okay, she has a big YouTube following. I don't exactly know how many, but like hundreds of thousands of YouTube subscribers. Okay, she is a former broadcast journalist. She covers all kinds of true crime stories like Lori Daybell.
I actually have to circle around and do a follow-up on baby Emmanuel. Good point. That shouldn't be done. So yeah, I do need to do that myself. But I am working on some new things that we're going to get out today, or not today, this week.
Lori Vallow, like those kinds of stories. I don't think she did Karen Reed, but I never knew her. So like, I really actually don't know a lot of it, but the Delphi girls, the New Jersey teen gamer stalking tragedy, like
it's called a video premiere. Sometimes people get them mixed up and they think that it's a live going on. I sometimes get them mixed up too. You can do a video premiere and you can do a live.
Tons of different ones, but she's a former TV reporter turned podcaster. And in mid-October 2025, like last week, basically, her own life became the story because she comes on her own show and she did a 9-hour live talking about her own story of cyberstalking and harassment. Just a little bit about her, though. She's married to a man named John, Dr. John, and she has a young son named Grayson. That's just, her thing. She also she's been part of like the big Mormon community as well. And a lot of people actually really like her. So in general, I think she has a very, very popular following, and a lot of people really like her. According to the poll right now, we're at 83% do not believe her. Okay. There you go. Joy says they are bot subs. She does not have a plaque. That's really interesting. Okay. So Grayson's not her son. It's her assistant. I'm so sorry. Okay. Grayson is her assistant. She always talks about Grayson.
Oh, did she call Grayson her son? I didn't even catch that.
Why did I think that was her son?
I don't know.
Her son's name is not public.
I purposely don't. I don't want to know her son's name because I'm one of those people, like, if I get something in my mind and I know I'm not supposed to say it, I fight it. I fight so I don't accidentally say it. I can't stand it. So for me, I would rather not know. I have heard it's like an unusual name, and I don't. Same thing with Sarah Boone. I know her son's name, and I've almost said it a few times, and I mean, it's out there. It's fine to, but I just don't want to do that to kids. So I just would rather not know.
Like, okay, Grayson is not her son. It's her assistant. Thank you guys so much. So if I don't have the information right, you guys know it better. Like I said, I don't watch the show. I just caught on to this in the last week. So you guys are going to be able to tell me if I have information wrong. I did as much research as I could for you guys. So basically, about a year ago or a year and a half ago, she meets Christina, this girl named Christina MacArthur. Okay. Christina MacArthur is also I think, and tell me if I'm wrong here. Lauren lives in Vegas. Lauren and her husband live in Vegas. Christina lives in Utah. And they meet through like their podcast circles, maybe through like trial coverage. Okay. And they start bonding.
I really like her background. I've been wanting to do something. I want to get my background together and film more in my apartment. I don't like my apartment. It's like, after a starting over apartment, and I have never really filmed in it too much, but I feel like I want to start opening up more, and you can do so much with little spaces now, and I really like that background that she has. I'm really into those blues and the teals and the like the ochras with it. It's really pretty.
We're friends. Okay, no biggie. They start, collabing, doing their thing, whatever. And then mid 2024, so about a year ago, Christina, this friend of hers, allegedly starts questioning her coverage. Okay. She starts questioning her coverage, questioning Lauren's coverage of the cases, I guess, apparently. And there starts to be some tensions over some like lies or some differences in Lauren's reporting. And Christina, this other girl, starts posting some really vague TikToks criticizing different creators, but they're vague. They're not like very specific specific TikToks. They're not calling Lauren out specifically. Yes, not our Christina. Khaleesi says, different Christina. Then in the summer of this year, 2025.
Yeah, I know it's public information. And like I said, it's not like illegal or the end of the world if I were to say it, but I just would rather not. So it's just better for me not to know these things. It's just, yeah. It's kind of like I when I was really young, well, when I was 13, I decided I was a young 13. Like I've always had a young brain, I guess. And I was still stuffed animals and I was still dressing Barbies and stuff like that. But I decided at 13 I was going to be big and put them away. And I put them in these bags and put them down in the basement and, clean my room out and no more kid stuff. So, but then my sister, right at that age, she got pregnant and she was like 17, I think. And she moved out because she got pregnant, and then I don't know, I was regressing or something, and I decided, no, I wanted these stuffed animals and dolls. I needed them. So I spent days down in my basement looking for these stuffed animals in bags, and my mom was a bit of a pack rat or whatever. So I was down there days going through my basement looking for this stuff, and you can probably guess I came upon my sister's stuff. And so, I'm looking through it and I'm a 13-year-old and I come upon a journal and I didn't even read all of the journal. That journal freaking curled my toes as a 13-year-old. And so now I know, like, if I don't want to know something, I don't read it. I don't listen, like, la, 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 la. It is so better not to know things like I have secrets that I have kept on this woman for years, right? I know her deepest, darkest, whatever, and I wish I hadn't. So I learned at a very early age that ignorance on some things is absolute bliss. So there's some things that I just don't want to know. And I have that ability I learned it at a very early age to, if I don't want to know, I don't want to know. Sometimes I'll ask you a question and it'll just be like, as a friend, like just like someone will say something to you and you'll be like, well, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll think for a second. I'm like, no, wait, I don't want to know the answer to that. Don't answer that. I just absolutely, it will run space in my head for days. Don't answer it. So I do have that ability.
If Christina now
is also probably a trauma response that I'm talking about, but I do have that ability.
Then starts creating TikToks with lies and half-truths about Lauren, like accusing her of faking sympathy or exploiting victims. She starts, according to, other people, she starts contacting some of Lauren's collaborators, like this other creator is called Mormon Stories, to warn them, don't work with her. Okay. She starts getting into her personal info. This is according to Reddit. She starts getting into her personal info. Like
she says, a side note to wrap that story up. My sister has done some horrible things to me. Horrible things. And if I wanted to ruin her life, I could tell those stories. But I think it's a true test of who a person is what they do when they're being attacked. Do they attack back, or do they hold their integrity, keep the secrets? Because I know when I cross over into wherever I'm going next, it will be a huge win for me. I know it. So
apparently she starts contacting Lauren's husband's university, where he volunteers as a professor, and starts saying things about him. This is allegedly, okay. She also, according to Lauren, this is very, very wrong, but this is a public event, goes to like places like Crime Con, okay, and shows up and things like that, right? And so she continues to do stuff like that starts to kind of like irk at her. And then on October 10th to October 15th, Lauren, so this is just a couple weeks ago, Lauren from Hidden True Crime files a temporary restraining order in Utah, which is where Christina lives.
Yes, the channel that we're watching is Daily Dose of Dana.
In Utah against Christina for stalking and bullying. Christina allegedly violates the restraining order and includes continued online posts.
And if you want to watch more of her, I put the links to everything we view over in the YouTube show notes.
Lauren then goes live for 9 hours on October 15th. Sharing screenshots. Wait, when did the law and crime thing happen?
Law and crime thing, are you talking
Okay, there was a civil stalking hearing in Utah.
Hearing.
And Lauren goes to it. So there's an actual hearing in Utah. Lauren, the girl that's going, the Hidden True Crime girl, goes to the hearing, and Law and Crime Network, which is a huge true crime outlet that we go to watch the
okay, I think she's about to say they were there, but they weren't. They just applied to be there at the next one. So I just wanted to show you that the larger content creators are seeing it for what it actually is. This is another content creator, and I don't know. I haven't looked at any of their other I haven't looked at their other content. So this is just me showing people. It's not me saying whether I support or don't support. Everything that we view will be in the YouTube show notes. We do it to cite our sources and for fair play use. This is all my research, and it's for educational and entertainment purposes only. It's all my opinion, and we urge you to go out there and do your own. But this is supposed to be a little parody.
Welcome to White Boy Radio. The video you're about to view is a parody made from an exploiter. What we do over here on White Boy Radio team, White Boy Radio, is exploit the exploiters. We bully the bullies. Are you getting bullied? Are you a product of cyber harassment? Are you being victimized? Contact me. White Boy Lockdown Radio at Yahoo. I'll try to get to the bottom of it. I can't save the world. But one thing I don't like is bullies and exploiters. So please, feel free to contact me. And always remember, don't be the parody. Enjoy.
Okay, guys. It's Lauren from Hidden True Crime, and we're here. I usually come to this part of town to visit my mom in the hospital for a little bit, but we have to cover the Daybell trial. So we're going to visit mom for all of 2.1 seconds before we go to the trial, and let's have a check up on mom.
Lauren, don't leave me. Don't leave me again.
Oh my fucking God, Mom. I told you, if you want me to hang out, it's the Patreon. It's $79.99 a month. Jesus Christ. We have to go cover the trial, okay? I'm meeting John, the PI, the friends, okay? We have to go cover it. Come on, Mom. Jeez, I've been here like 5 hours.
6.5 hours later. They slut shamed me. They said that I was porking the PI at the Daybell case. Look, he's John's friend. And I told one of my friends that John looks like Peter Griffin. And look, people, I need you to hit the Patreon. It's not that I cheated on John. It's not Hidden True Crime. His pecker.
You guys think that's what it is? That I think there's something bigger. Whatever receipts we're going to get, if we get them, do you guys think we're going to get them? I don't even know if we're going to get them at this point. If Christina doesn't decide to do anything, I don't know if I'm starting to lose faith that we're going to get them. But do you guys think that we're going to get any receipts? Because like everyone on both sides, Christina has the receipts, Lauren has the receipts, but have we seen any? Like we've seen a few receipts, but have we really seen any good receipts? Olap has a new song they released a few days ago. I wanted to give it some time to marinate with everyone before we have a listen. So let's just make this our musical portion of the morning. It's the Dr. John Admires Brad Pitt's Body of Work musical.
He began in 1987. He did a few movies, and then he did work for a soap opera. So
I don't know about that. That's why I felt like I needed to throw that disclaimer out. I don't know his body of work, so I don't know his body of work. I'm not like Dr. John, and I can't ignore body of work with, like it matters to me.
The evolution of his career really begins with soap operas. In 1992, he was in a movie called A River Runs Through It. A River Runs Through It is one of my favorite movies. It's one of my favorite books. It's a book by Norman MacLean. He wrote this novella about his childhood growing up in Montana. Fly fishing basically saved his life. It's a brilliant book, it's a brilliant movie. Brad Pitt was in the movie. Robert Redford, by the way, in 1992 clearly saw talent in this young actor. Robert Redford has produced some extraordinary movies over the years. He's been in extraordinary movies. He knows the industry, he knows talent, and he picked up Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, in 1995, he was in a movie called Seven, and he was one of the detectives. So now my appreciation of this guy is only increasing. In 1996, he did a movie called 12 Monkeys. Many people probably don't know this movie, but I do. Now my appreciation of this guy is continuing to expand. 1999, he does The Fight Club, which is a very controversial movie, gets a lot of attention. But again, I see this guy's journey towards mastery. 2004, he does Troy, which is about the Iliad. Homer's the Iliad. I love Homer's the Iliad. It's one of my favorite books. It's a brilliant book about war. In 2008, he does Benjamin Button. He's nominated for Best Actor. In 2011, he does Moneyball. Brilliant. He's brilliant in this movie. 2014, Fury. Again, he's exceptional in this role. 2015, he does The Big Short. There's a bombshell in 2016, and this bombshell is that Angelina Jolie accuses him of abuse on a plane specifically. And before this, by the way, I should point out the paparazzi are all over Brad Pitt wherever he goes. Anything the tabloid can get their hands on, any salacious story about Brad Pitt, they're publishing that. The problem Angelina Jolie had in trying to make this a moral crusade was that Brad Pitt has this body of work, which is indisputably good, right? He's got this body of work, and he's becoming an actor that's mastering his craft. Brad Pitt's body of work and the quality of his work are indisputably good. If the goal is to cancel Brad Pitt, and you're a fan of Brad Pitt like I am, my response to that was okay. Maybe he's got some problems in his personal life. Maybe he feels overwhelmed by having all these kids. a massive career, being one of the biggest stars in the world. I can't even imagine the stress and expectations and criticism this guy has to deal with. I don't think any of us can imagine that. The problem Angelina Jolie had in trying to make this a moral crusade was that Brad Pitt has this body of work, which is indisputably good, right? He's got this body of work, and he's becoming an actor that's mastering his craft. Brad Pitt's body of work, and the quality of his work are indisputably good.
So I guess the point is that, Lauren's got this body of work and body of work. Obviously, she's got the body of work. Ignore the wizard behind the curtain because she's got this body of work. Okay, we're going to head over to Reddit and see what Reddit is. There's a subreddit that I've been following, Hidden True Crime Chat, and I saw this morning and I wanted to read it. So, a brief update. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, evening, or morning, depending on where you are. I write this to share a brief update on things and what is coming ahead. We, as in this subreddit, were recently discussed on HTC's Patreon chat, where some expressed anger and outrage over such a subreddit existing. Some users took to attempting to dox individuals who are users on here, I guess in the hopes that if they are identified, they will be scared and abandon posting here. It's understandable if HTC does not want people discussing them in critical ways, but this is Reddit, and users are mostly free to share whatever they'd like. Unlike YouTube, they aren't able to file copyright strikes, so trying to dox some people may be their next course of action to try and regain control of the narrative. Who really knows? We don't heavily mod the post or comments here, and the only comments that have been removed are ones either removed by Reddit or for breaking sub rules. Only 2 users have been removed, one removed by Reddit for violating Reddit's rules, and the other for continuing to post vague doxing information. That has no place here and serves no purpose in discussions here. Sorry. I appreciate that the vast majority of posts and comments are respectful, even when one has a different opinion, and they are. Thank you for that. Secondly, I've seen several comments asking about more proof and if someone is just going to drop the messages, etc. This is where I got the idea for the post or for our live today. I don't know exactly what will happen with that type of stuff in the future, but I am planning on continuing to share parts of my experience and my opinions in the coming days and weeks. And I still believe that I am allowed to share my thoughts and opinions, even if some want to make me feel otherwise. Thanks for continuing to have respectful discussions here. And I agree 100%. We will continue to have the respectful discussions. It makes me laugh when people are like, well, just drop it. Well, okay, if you want to drop it, like move along then. There's tons of other stuff out there. I'm going to talk about it until I'm done talking about it. And I'm going to do it in the way that I want to do it. And I feel like I do it I do it from my gut. Like I do it respectfully. I do it like I call a spade. And, I don't know if you've picked this up about me, but if I'm doing something and I notice I'm doing it too, I call my own self out and try to adjust, because we're all learning. We all come from a background that probably programmed us a certain way, and we're all going against. I mean, look at you as human beings, half the stuff that we do now as human beings, our instinct is not to do that. And we programmed ourselves not to listen to our instincts. So I'm trying to get back to my instincts. But yes, hit the like button. Good morning, everyone. Let me come over and see what everyone's saying. We're going to read a few. We're going to go knee deep into the Reddits now. Oh yes, I would love to get to 10K. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We're up to 8,910. Well, I think we have a few more now, but we're almost up to 9K. So I would love to be to 9K at least by Turkey Day at least. Like Kim is shooting for the moon, and I guess I'm just trying to hit some stars along the way. But thank you. I would love to be up to 10K. And welcome to all the new subscribers. And I love my OGs as well. Dr. Chubbs has a stubby chubby he's got something going on for Brad Pitt. He likes the celebs though. And the life of me, I can't understand the Brad Pitt analogy. I've tried to wrap my head around that. I edited some videos, and they had to do with the Brad Pitt, and I still don't get that Brad Pitt thing. I still don't get it. And I thought, when I was first being laid down on me, I'm like, am I stupid? Am I stupid? Because I don't get it. But I don't think anyone else gets it either. It's just gaslighting or something. I don't even think Lauren got it. Maybe that's why she tried to distract us and tell us he went to Princeton. Oh, you absolutely. Hi, Carolina. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's see what the people are saying here. I'm just waiting to hear that Pinata Samurai has to say about all of this. Is that Pinata Samurai the one where he read the comment where it was the only good comment? Maybe I'm not savvy enough to be afraid, but isn't that the point of using a screen name on here? What am I missing? What can I be doxxed from a Reddit account? P.S. I've seen restraint at the subreddit, candor to be sure, but restraint, hell. We criticized Turtle Boy. Did LM and Dr. M denounce the doxing attempts? Probably not. They should, but I don't. Do you guys know? Is anybody on their Patreon, are they saying don't dox people? Or is it kind of how creators send people, they don't say go out there and do it, but wink wink. Is it still possible to embarrass me with kindness to shut me up? Anything aggressive is going to backfire on them. They ought to know by now. They will likely look at your post to try to figure out who you are. I mean, but some people don't even change their name. I'm Parawoman. You know who I am over there. So if you don't want to be known, you don't want to. I don't feel like you should have to be doxxed and known. But I also feel like in this day and age, there's people over on TikTok that if you put a comment down on there, they will create whole content around your one comment. So be prepared to stand behind what you got to say, or don't say it maybe. But also I get it too if you're in some kind of profession and you want to say it, but you can't really, so I get that too. You might not give away personal information directly, but in various posts, you might drop bits of info. Yeah, there's detectives out there. People do this for shits and giggles these days. For example, if you say you're a nurse in one post, then post in a San Francisco forum, then post you have 2 kids in another forum, they can piece together you're a nurse in San Fran with 2 kids. I went through this with my mom a few years ago. She didn't realize how much personal info she shared because it was spread out across forums, but it was enough to identify her, and someone did dox her. I had her delete her account. Most people aren't crazy enough to, and people are crazy that they will seek you out, show up at your door and stuff too. So, I mean, I posted something over on my Facebook the other day where this woman, I guess she maybe gave the guy ahead of her the middle finger, and they came to a stop light, and the guy jumped out of the car and maniacally was giggling, laughing, and he saw that she had kids in her car, and he had something, a knife or something in his hand, and he and he jumps up to her car and punctures her tire and, flattens the tire and then giggles back into his car, and he's got something blocking his license plates on his car. So she's filming it, but she don't know who it is. So she puts it up there like, do you know who this is? So I can report him. So, I mean, you really got to be careful who you stand up to in this day and age, because people are willing to do crazy shit. They really are. Okay, so let's keep going. Hidden True Crime over here on YouTube, Bad Actors, not even the Hidden True Crime one. They're talking about it. And this one says, Hidden True Crime was my go-to channel, but the entitlement and backstabbing is a deal breaker. Since she has enlightened us to her shitty personality, I can no longer believe a word she says without integrity. What do you have? And learning about her attempt to ruin Sweet Gigi and others is just gross. She is obviously scared of something coming out. I am so done with her thinking she is more important than anyone else. Abusive and manipulative people in your life, those in glass houses, shouldn't cast stones. And people are saying, preach, my fellow Reddit poster. I agree that people are pissed off about the Gigi thing. Like, don't mess with my Gigi. That's basically the whole thought process on Gigi, which this morning I saw that Gigi's Gammy passed away. R.I.P. Gammy, and what a very sad video, but very touching. If you want to head over to Pretty Lies and Alibis, it's a very intense story, but I'm very interested. I had the opportunity to be with a few people as they crossed over, and it's a very interesting experience. And Gigi has a very powerful one. So anyway, rest in peace, Gammy. She seemed like a very wonderful woman, but people are like, don't mess with our Gigi. Don't mess with our Gammy. Just don't do it. So Lauren looked guilty of something. Dr. John's reputation is at stake here as well. I liked her updates from her car during Delphi. Then something happened. Yeah, something happened in Delphi. I even saw a video. Well, we're going to look at a TikTok. Let's look at it right now. Let's pop over to this TikTok where people are questioning what happened to her. What happened to Lauren in Delphi? Did she pick up maybe a demon?
In Lauren's 9-hour live, she repeatedly makes statements that she's not a bad person and that she's not deemed dark like Chad Daybell and Lori Daybell were, casting people off as, bad people by referring to them as dark. So Lauren continually saying this makes me believe there's something dark. There's some darkness going on, that this is spiritual. We're watching spiritual warfare with Lauren Matthias. She is not wrestling against flesh and blood. She's wrestling against something that we can't even see. And this thing is driving her to make these crazy decisions. Because how do you do a 9-hour live and not even get to a basic point? Every single person who has reported back on this matter, who have done lives, have been able to make multiple points. And the two people that helped her, Duty Ron and the other guy, that wanted to be like, okay, hey, so we're going to actually help you try to make a point, still couldn't even make a point. And it's because this isn't something that could be understood here. We can't see it. She's in spiritual warfare right now. The duty at hand by these gang stalkers is to get you to end up in a straitjacket, in a psych ward, or to off yourself. That's the duty at hand. And we're just watching this happen on a large
And I am a woo-woo girl. I believe in spiritual warfare. I believe in darkness. I believe in God. I believe in all of that. So This is just putting out there, is it a possibility? I can't, like, I'm not here to tell you one way or another. I'm just giving you the information and you make up your mind. I don't want you to tell me how to think, and I'm never going to try to, well, I'm going to work really hard at trying not to tell you how to think. Sometimes I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy, the people that are still supporting her after like the receipts that we have gotten. I still have a hard time wrapping my head around it, but you know what? To each their own. I work really hard on that. So people are just asking, did something happen in Delphi? Because I think there might be something to the Odinism in the Delphi case. I've looked into it, but you know, I do tend to go into the conspiracy woo-woo side of life. I try to balance it, but I do look at all aspects of it. What do you guys think?
Scale. So for me, it's really nice to explain because we can see how it works. We can see how Lauren looks like she's going crazy because there's paranoia, there's monitoring, there's stalking, and like she's trying to look for something tangible that you can grasp to fix it. And there's no fixing it physically. She got to fix it spiritually.
Yeah. And also there's been some whispers that she's going to try to suck up the ex-Mormons, the people, like she's, you know, how she did the Mormon podcast, but now she's going to try to be the ex-reformed Mormon, try to pick up that niche of people. And that will be interesting to see if she does that. So what do you guys think? We're going to go and take a look into more of just the Hidden True Crime subreddit, pop through some of those posts, but I want to see what you guys are saying. Oh boy. Oh boy. I agree. We're going to I want to take a look at the Mormonism has always fascinated me. It's kind of interested me just like Scientology interests me. It's kind of like, they kind of remind me of each other, but they're not. I know they're not, but I don't know why they seem to remind me. She's very Mormon if you watch that interview, and it's literally a few months ago. And I woke up to reading some of her old journal posts, which you have a great name, Olive. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's the OLLOPP, the one that does the music videos. She was reading some of Lauren's old Mormon blog posts, and those are interesting too. If you guys want to listen to some of those, why don't I just take you over there instead of just tell you about it? Hold on, I've got too much up though, per usual. I look forward to the day where I can have more than one monitor. I just look forward to that day where I could just slide through what I got to show you. Okay.
Olaf is that bitch I was talking about earlier.
All right, so let me get you into that video. Here it is. 2012 blog post. Have you guys heard this yet?
I've never been more nervous or alive in my entire life, and I've done a lot of lives, and this is not a lie or a show that I ever wanted to do or ever thought I would have to do.
It's not scandalous.
And this has been ongoing for months, what I have been dealing with. This is not
shows how desperate she really was, and it just is interesting to me how I feel like she would have accepted anyone, and that's how she got Dr. John. But these are 2 posts that Lauren submitted to the website Modern Mormon Men, where she discusses being young, single, and Mormon. She's this is her music. This is my favorite song of hers, but she does start reading in just a second.
Monday, March 5th, 2012, guest posts. Single, 32, female and Mormon. Lauren Johnson received her degree in journalism from the University of Utah and served a Mormon mission in Cleveland, Ohio. A laid-off television reporter, she currently resides in Salt Lake City. Lauren is an avid blogger. You can find her at laurenruthie.blogspot.com. She's also a tweeter at laurenruthie. Single, 32, female and Mormon. Okay, so it might not be that unusual anymore. 30 years ago, I could have still been thrown into old maid category. Thank heavens times have changed. Now, it's hip to be single in a Sex in the City sort of way, or rather, make-outs in the city. Or how about modern Mormon make-outs in the city? God. Yes, that's it.
This is very cringe. We're just going to learn how cringe Lauren really is. And yeah, I mean, I know. But I guess if you think about it, you do have a core group of people that, like, I know when I talk about this case, I know I've got a core group, but if I go over and talk about Sarah Boone, I've got a different core group. But when you're a large channel, but they've got the Patreon, and I don't know. I think they're going to be fine. Honestly, you guys, I think they're going to be fine. And I just think this might be just a glitch in their life, but I do hope they learn something from it, but who knows?
And just like Carrie from our favorite Single City show, I get to wear Manola Blahnik heels and a Marc Jacobs dress with added sleeves, which makes me think that maybe this should be called Modern Mormon Makeouts in the City, in an economically hipster sort of way, since most of my clothes are vintage finds from Deseret Industries, with a few H&M hand-me-downs that slightly resemble a Marc Jacobs dress in a cheap, not-so-Marc Jacobs sort of way. And with all that being said, now I'm back to wondering if it really is hip being Mormon, single and in a city far from the size of Manhattan when I don't even have enough money for those dreamy heels. Sure, the makeouts are great, but I think something else, perhaps, maybe could be better. Just saying, why is it then that the leaders of the church who really, that deserves caps, really want all of us single peeps who have taken the Y out of YSA to get married, buy a house, and settle down not had a greater impact on us? Instead, single adults hereuntoe referred to as essays have continually remained essays. Why? What in the world is keeping us single? Since I am from the Google generation and feel worthy of all answers, I've tried my best to come up with a decent list. It goes something like this. I don't know, timing, commitment issues. I haven't met the right one. In love with the wrong one. The right one dumped me. Trying too hard, not trying hard enough. People like to break up with me. Not a lot of Mormons where I live. Can't get over the last relationship? No idea. Maybe I'm not marriage material. Too busy. Sexual orientation, I like my freedom. Addictions, I don't know. Just have issues, I guess. Don't have a clue. God has other plans. Career-oriented, I'm intimidating. I'm intimidated, I don't know. This list might not have been that helpful. If you skipped it, more power to you. Perhaps answer entitlement is failing us here. I know I sometimes fall into the trap of blaming Romeo for not wanting to marry me, or Fabio for not wanting to take me on that second date. But is playing the blame game and this attempt for finding answers helping? I'm not sure it is. It seems to only imply that something is wrong and that it needs to be fixed. And I think the idea that we must be fixed if we are an SA has got to go. Again, thank heavens the old maid term is dated, but is this unending search for reason any better? Here's what I do know, or believe. I believe SAs see a happy marriage as appealing. We see the benefits, and the majority of SAs that I know have a deep desire to find that special someone, eternal companion. I believe the constant drive and pressure for us to get married isn't necessarily helping. I think it dampens the mood and brings unneeded pressure in our quest for a compatible and happy companionship. It doesn't feed our faith or hope. Rather, it feeds fear and angst. It leaves us wondering what is wrong with us, when instead we could be focusing on what is right with the people we are dating, or could potentially date. Single people are indeed happy. All right, some aren't, but some married people aren't either. I do have a wonderful life, and I do feel sort of hip. I am looking for someone special to share it with, but in the meantime, I am sharing it with very special people, numerous friends who are a big part of my life and
very weird, and it's cringe. Like, I mean, she thinks she's quirky. When people who announce they're quirky are cringe like this.
feel almost like a family. We take care of and support each other. I get to build my life, accomplish goals, and conquer dreams without having to let go of a desire to one day find someone that would add to my life in a very special way. Although there is a growing acceptance towards single adults, I often get the question, why aren't you married, Lauren? Sometimes it's worse and continues with, you're pretty enough. You'd think a guy would.
An SA is a single adult, which is horrible. It sounds like, because over here we use it for sexual harm, but she's saying a single adult.
Just snag you up. If marriage in my generation is about being snagged, then yes, there would be a lot more of us married. But I think that is exactly what is so beautiful about this modern Mormon makeout in the city movement. As appealing as marriage is, with all of its benefits, we are determined to get married because we fall in love with the right person, because it adds to our life.
Well,
and not
lucky for me, weird stuff makes me laugh. Really, it's just so weird. It is.
just because we need to multiply and replenish or uphold a priesthood responsibility. Those things might be a part of the many blessings of eternal matrimony, but essays also realize there is so much more to figure out. We respect the eternal marriage vow and the blessings that come with it, so much that we are passionate about waiting for that perfect someone. But don't worry, we're older, wiser, and we're jaded. We don't
did me too when I first heard. I was like, SA? She's not talking about sexual. What is she talking about?
don't believe perfect means perfection. Most of us have lost any belief in a soulmate. This older single LDS crowd were a bunch of realists who believe in timing, compatible personalities, independence, a peaceful companionship, and therapy. I feel some leaders in the church wish they could just arrange marriages for us and get this Mormon population growing and headed towards the celestial kingdom. I think a few essays wish it too, but some of us are more complex. We have dreams, aspirations, ADD, and a desire to not end up like our parents or end up just like them. Help us in this journey. Please, no more condemning. Be proud of what, as single adults, we can accomplish and are accomplishing. Realize the desire for us to marry is in most all of us. Encourage us and support us. Feed us with faith and not with fear. Help us when we ask for advice, but don't push the wrong questions. My personal answer as to why I'm not married, I don't know. I really don't, and I'm okay with that answer. For some, it happens blissfully and easily at 23. For others, God has other plans. We might not be as hip as Carrie Bradshaw, but I think this generation of single Mormon adults doing great things and staying faithful should be celebrated. I know I couldn't be more proud. I'm also having a blast. My name is Lauren Johnson. I'm single, I'm 32, I'm female, and I'm Mormon.
This shit is bananas. B.A. That's the song that came into my head. This shit is bananas. Okay, so and then I won't play the second post, but if you want to, the second one's even better than the first. It's even more bizarre because then she starts talking about having Mormons having babies at an older age. So older age moms, she gets into that. So if you're down for that, like I said, everything will be over in the YouTube show notes. So let's go back over to Reddit. And this is the subreddit Hidden True Crime. And these are the things that people are talking about. I thought we could just like scroll through and pick up a few that we want to look at together. And then we'll go over to TikTok. Misstatements or misrepresentation praising Dr. Matthias' public claims. Opinion. Dr. John has presented himself as a highly sought-after expert with decades of experience in his field. Are any of the details outlined below simple mistakes or misrepresentations? What do you think? I mean, this is another thing. If he never wanted anyone to look in on him, he shouldn't have brought his stuff to the internet and put himself up as an expert and, put his stuff over on LinkedIn. The fact that they're outraged that people would have want to investigate them after doing these nonsensical lives is just what the actual F. I'm trying to think of another word to say instead of F, what the meow. Instead of saying the F word, putting a cute little word in it, meow me. What the meow? Oh my meow. I don't know. I haven't found a good word yet, but because I like to say the F word. Misstatements. So what do you guys think? Dr. John Matthias is a licensed clinical and forensic psychologist with 25 years experience, over 700 forensic and psychological evaluations. Do you think he had all those evaluations? Is it possible that he had all those evaluations? So here, let me just see. Dr. John Matthias, forensic psychologist, answers questions about Lori Daybell. Dr. John, forensic psychologist, decided to do a last-minute live for us tonight. Dr. John is a licensed clinical forensic psychologist with 25 years experience in both clinical and forensic work. He has performed over 700 forensic and psychological evaluations. And then in this one, what's he saying? With 25 years experience. It's too big. Can't see it. And 500. So over here in the bio, it changed to, and when was this? On the 21st. Oh, geez. He did 25 years experience and 500 forensic. So it changed. Oopsies. I guess it could be a typo. I mean, anything's possible. And I guess that's probably what they're going to go with, that it was a typo. When people keep trying to convince you of something, I usually find it's not true. Yeah. Yeah. I find that to be the case usually. Oh, you're getting ready for work? Yeah, I hope you guys, it's Wednesday, it's hump day. I guess hope you guys have a great day out there today. It's freezing cold in Florida. What the heck? There's lizards that are frozen out there. I've been trying to save some lizards that are frozen. I put them in a shoebox on a heater, and then there's a little kitten out there too that I can't catch for the life of me. Tried to put a little I don't know, something warm for it because it's really cold. So stay warm out there. Or I guess if you're where it's cold or hot in the world, stay cool. And if you want to watch a B horror movie based on my hometown, a suburb of Chicago on the Fox River, where Al Capone had one of his hideout houses, then watch the movie Munger Road. Is that where Dr. John is from? Chicago? It snowed. Yeah, I saw it snowed, and I'm from Michigan, and I'm seeing snow. And it definitely froze. I didn't put my plants away either, so I hope they made it. I mean no shade by that statement, but she's had a lot of traumatic start-stops to her life, which makes sense in context of Mormonisms. Seems like a very hard community to grow up in, like very hard. I'm glad that I wasn't born into having to deal with that, because I have enough of my own religious trauma, and I grew up Lutheran, so I got my own trauma from that. But yeah, I do feel bad for her, but I feel bad for people in general because I can take it back into a psychological context. But then I also have to remind myself that she brought this on herself, that like sometimes I don't think anything horrible is going to happen to them. I think they're going to make it through this. And, you know, some people are like, oh, but I mean, I don't want their whole life to be ruined. I would just like them to learn from it, right? Like, I hope this is a good dose of learning, and maybe it'll go further. Maybe Christina will get her just, which I hope she does, but maybe she won't. Maybe this is what she gets, a public shaming on the Matthiases, which is basically what it is. But some people will never see it for what it is, because they're like, when I was being bullied, people are like, why would people support them? Why are they supporting them? I don't understand. And I'm like, do you think that the bully's the only bully in the world? Like, do you think that that's the only bad person in this world? No. So, and I'm not saying like people that are supporting them are bad people. I'm just saying that they're misinformed. You know, they're still, think about the way you were brought up, and I think about the way I was brought up, and I've had to like buck and fight against becoming a lemming and just, you know, like not thinking for myself. And so, yeah, people are just trying to, I think we all come here to learn and grow, and we got to give people the space to do that too. But we also got to hold their feet to the fire when it happens. Like, and some of my worst experiences have been my greatest learning experiences. So I chalk them up as a win, because my God, my God, what else can you do if, you know, it either destroys you or it makes you a better person. So this obviously isn't big enough to, I don't think it's big enough to destroy them. It would have to be more, unless like we finally get the receipts, and the receipts are more, then that's a whole other thing. But we haven't got the receipts yet, in my opinion, to cause destruction. Obviously, because it hasn't caused destruction. So, all right, let's get back over to the subreddit. Oh, there's more. Geez, there's more. December 2022. 30 years experience and gained 5 years and a little over 1 year. So, okay. All right. I wish I hadn't gone on that tirade, because there's more. All right. So December 10, 2022, he's got 30 years experience. Let's see what he's got next. January 2024, he's got over 25 years, over 500 evaluation, and he lost 5 years. Over 25 years experience in both clinical and forensic work. He has performed over 500 forensic. Okay. Why does it keep changing? That's a little too many changes for my comfort. What do you guys think? I'm heading right over to the comments, because that's a little too many for me. Nashville is a nice drive for me. I want to actually, I'm actually considering moving to Tennessee. I'm considering moving to Tennessee, Alabama, or Louisiana, or maybe Texas. I'm actually thinking I'm not going to stay where I am. And I'm like, I have no immediate plans, but I'm always constantly looking to, because I feel like I need to find that final place for my next part of my life. Brad Pitt doesn't like scammers, John. I really thought that Ellen was being stalked. Being mean to someone isn't stalking. Yeah. I was terrified when I saw, oh, it changed. All right, there's more change. Okay, May 22, 2024. He's got 30 years experience, and then over 25 years experience on November 25th or November 2025. A quick Google search yielded the list of UNLV practicum sites description for the 2023-24 academic year. According to this document, as of 2 years ago, assuming it was compiled in 2023, he had been a psychologist for over 20 years and had conducted over 400 forensic evaluations related. I mean, why don't they just cut and paste? You would think they would just cut and paste it throughout. That's what I do. Just cut and paste it through your socials. Why all the change? I feel a sneeze coming on. Yep. Over 420 years. $20, $25, $30 years. It's all pretty much the same, right? I mean, he went to Princeton. He went to Princeton. I don't understand the fluctuating numbers. I don't either, quite frankly. Pick one and stick with it. And it's not even like they're doing it within a span of like 5 years so that it would give them added time. And how did he do all those evaluations in the span that like 200 more in 2 years? I worked at a facility where I was the intake worker and the women's social worker. So I would do these evaluations for people that got drunk driving for the courts. And so I did a lot of evaluations, and I don't think, and I worked full time. I don't think you can do that many. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, it's been a while since I've done them and I'm not remembering it, and I did them fast. That's why I always got the intake worker job, because I would do the intake. I would type, but I am a fast typer. I can, like, when you're talking to me, I can type and like talk to you and type, and I'm a pretty fast typer. So I was able to do all my typing and stuff while they were talking to me, and I can look at you too while you're doing it. I don't have to look at the keyboard. So, it looks like I'm just, hanging out in a conversation. And so I was able to do things pretty fast. My turnover rate was pretty fast. My secretaries always loved me because, I was wham bam, and I always got along with my secretaries. I knew where my bread and butter came from. So I take care of those that take care of me, because that's just what you do, in my opinion. But I don't know how he could have done all of those. I don't think it's possible. His experience is exceptional. He's pretty exceptional. Much like Brad Pitt is exceptional. And very important. He's a very important man too, by the way. If you didn't know that. He went to Princeton. Probably Harvard and Yale too. He serves as an expert witness for the federal government and has consulted on numerous high-profile cases. What high-profile cases? Yeah, what high-profile cases? Dr. John Mathias is a licensed clinical and forensic psychologist with 30 years experience here in both clinical and forensic. This is ridiculous. He serves as an expert witness for the federal government and has consulted on numerous high-profile cases for district attorney offices and defense attorneys in several states. Now, what are those cases? In what states? We need proof, and I'm sure if he didn't want people digging, maybe he shouldn't put this in his profile. Why is this mentioned yet kept a secret? Wouldn't this information legitimize the Hidden True Crime brand and Babe's credibility? You would think. I actually found a post where I saved it just so, and somebody said, Dr. Babe. I'm like, they do call him Dr. Babe. That's proof right there. There's someone is willingly calling him Dr. Babe. Let's see if we have any more. That's possible. Did you watch the Karen Reed trial at all? There was an expert who testified, and her defense had questioned him on his educational background and experience. He had a degree both to that court and other courts that turned out to be not true. I'm sure they're talking about somebody in the Karen Reed. There's a link for anyone who may want to read more on that. JM definitely has the degree, he says, but for all the numbers changing in the years and evaluations, I'm not sure what to make of that. Yeah, I think he has the degree, but why the heck are they changing the numbers so much? The numbers would make more sense if they went up over time, but that doesn't appear to be the case. Yeah. All right, let's move on. What are you going to do when LM and JM are finished? So this is a post and the idea that this is the ending of them. So I'm beyond amazed at the maniacal dedication put into this project of destroying a YouTube channel. Bright alone has written an encyclopedia of nasty speculation and attaboys commenting on her own ideas. It's truly baffling that being called annoying can turn into proof that she is not only annoying but obsessed. So I pose a query for you all to ponder. What will you do with all the time and dedication that you've been putting into this project when L and J are gone? That's assuming they're going to be gone. I don't think they're going to be gone, but first, you are presuming that the situation is fatal to their channel, which I don't think it is either. This was self-inflicted in many ways. Their perspective did not fit with all the facts. Secondly, you presume we have no right to ask pointed questions of a channel we once supported. Thirdly, you presume our previous support requires absolute loyalty and that we are not allowed to look at all the information presented and make our own conclusions and change our minds based on new information. Yeah, people act like just because you were one way as a child, you haven't learned and grown and you're different. You might have different thoughts and opinions later on down the road or even the next day if given different information. Like, I would hope everyone would learn and grow if given different information on things. But okay, we all reserve the right to reevaluate our ideas and move where we feel best served. I don't wish HTC to stop existing. I opt to spend my time elsewhere. Well said, they're saying. I'm putting about as much time and dedication into this as I do any other thing on Reddit. I'm not using multiple accounts to simp for a podcaster, though. Are you following anything else? I'm not even following them, they said. I'm not even following them. I just comment on those who comment on them. That's another thing. I love when people are like, move on. Like, okay, but you first. You first. Okay, so that's an example of a respectful way that the subreddit is handling things, like when people disagree, which I mean, it's like, I think it's respectful and it's a good way to handle a conversation. And so here people are saying someone needs to Someone needs to show the receipts. I'm not sure why. I'm still interested in the outcome of all this drama, but someone, I'm agreeing, someone needs to show some receipts, needs to show all the claimed receipts already. Why would they be holding them back at this point? Well, I think the reason they might be holding them back, and it's my hope, that Christina is taking this forward, and the smart thing would be to hold it all back. So that's my hopes. Why would they be holding them back at this point? Fear or more legal issues hold them from HTC. I think the receipts could embarrass other people as well. That could also be true, that it could be very embarrassing for people. Like, there are some things that some people have said about others that I wouldn't go and tell that person what was said, because one, I know it's not true. And two, it would just be heartbreaking and maybe devastating to the person. Like, I will take that pain for you and try to shield you from it. So, I mean, it could be that too. Like, it could be very embarrassing for the people that the receipts are about. Very good point. Also, who really wants to cause more damage to the victims? Just make sure Lauren reaps what she sows. And then, with that being said, someone mentioned about Colby, and I did want to pop over to Colby's page, and he has a new video up talking about he's not well. So this is proof the damage that Lauren and John are doing to their victims, in my opinion, that we see him. I don't think he appreciates having his name drawn into this, and I don't think any of them do. I just feel heart when I think of the Vallow family and the Vallow, Ryan, Daybell, all of those people, those victims. I just, like, my heart breaks for them. They've been through so much, and this. Can you imagine having your siblings unalived by your mother and her weird boyfriend / I don't know, not husband, and then he's on death row and your mother's in prison for life and is still on this weird campaign, and oh God, I can't even imagine. And then on top of all the trauma that he experienced before all of this, right? That he just having her as the mother, it's just a lot. You do see, like, yeah, he's got his channel and maybe he's got some good stuff going for him, but yeah, good. I want him to have good stuff, because wow. And I know I think he had a brain bleed, and I kind of can relate to that because I've had a brain bleed before, and on top of that, that causes just the way it damages your brain for, like, it damages your brain for a while. I had to go into rehabilitation. It affected my walking and talking. So so I just feel really bad for Colby. He's a victim of Mormonism. Crazy Mormonism.
I'm already trying not to cry. I cried this morning thinking about making this video. It's uncomfortable because I know I talk a lot.
I'm really into aesthetics, and if you ever see this Colby, it looks really good. The sign and that black behind it that just kind of pops against the other. It just looks really good. You had it purple. This was like purple the other day, and it looked really good too. But it must have been a Halloween thing. Sorry. I know he's talking about something very serious, but I guess I'm just trying to lighten it up a little bit.
About it on my channel, but to really dive in to this subject is a lot harder than probably people think. This is very deeply personal. I just talked to my wife about it this morning. Growing up, my mom always talked about death. That was a very normal conversation. And death was always circulating around. My mom talked about how she was going to die young when I was very young and told me she had a timeline. She had 2 years left. She came to me and told me that some angel or something of that nature told her she wasn't going to make it. And from that point on, I think death just felt like the easiest route. Death was peace. Death was go home with God. Death was a way out of the pain. And so it sounded good. And I had people in my family who romanticized death, almost as if it was the thing you couldn't wait.
Well, when you live in a religion where you're brought up where it's the end times, where your whole life, it's like the end times. From day one, you're in the end times, you know? You live and you die in the end times where, I mean, we might be in the end times. I don't know. But it feels like it's getting close to the end times. But I mean, I wasn't like, I can't imagine being told when I was a kid, like, and romanticizing death the way that in his life, death has been romanticized. I don't want to get too much into Kobe because I don't want YouTube to, you know, like make it about X. But I will put this down in the show links, and I do want to show you that Colby's not doing well. So if you can, you know, just give him a little love and support, and yeah. And we send him a little love and support because I've been to that point where like the exit strategy of life was my way of handling things. And I'm glad I'm not in that space anymore. And it's a horrible space to be in. And I truly hope he gets out of that space. And I truly hope that if you're ever in that space, that you can find help out of it. There is help out there on the internet. Okay, so let's go over to the ticky-tacky streets. Yeah, the verbiage is even crazy, and he is a victim, and it's crazy. It's crazy the way they drug him in there. See, that's the stuff that, like, when I think about it, like, I get so pissed off about it. Like, the victims that they drug through, and the fact that they went into the legal system and mucked it up for other actual stalking Anyway, you guys liked I don't know if it was Lily London or London Lily, but over on TikTok, she's Human McNugget. And so she's doing a little bit more on the Lauren situation.
I want to make this clear. This is not drama. Hidden true crime does not get involved in drama. Yeah. But Lauren Crime wanted to stream my summer stocking instruction. As long as I worked in the media, I've never heard about anything like this. I'm not going to pull through. I'm not Johnny Depp. I'm not Emma Heard. I'm just a mom trying to protect her family. How dare they? And people on the internet, they're mean to me. They even play Eminem's word.
I had this thought the other day. Do you think Lauren still thinks she has a stalker? Do you think she still thinks Christina is her stalker, or does she have new stalkers now? Like, is she like, now is the whole internet her stalker? What do you guys think? Oops, I got kicked off the internet. Sorry, guys. I got kicked right out. What do you guys think? Do you think Lauren still has a stalker? I got to get my screen back together for you guys.
Good evening, Hidden Gems. Today, we set the record straight and we respond. Dr. Babes, what is your take on this? Don't worry, Lauren. I found a very relevant law here in one of my 5,000 books behind me. This law is actually from 1594, very relevant for this situation, Lauren. And in this specific law from Antarctica, it actually says anyone who calls my wife, Lauren Matthias, mean is wrong. There you go, everyone. Hidden True Crime always brings receipts. Good evening, Hidden Germs. Today, we set the record straight and we respond. Dr. Babes, what is your take on this? Don't worry, Lauren. I found a very relevant law here in one of my 5,000 books behind me. This law is actually from 1594, very relevant for this situation, Lauren. And
it's from China.
This specific law from Antarctica, it actually says anyone who calls my wife, Lauren Matthias, mean is wrong. There you go, everyone. Hidden True Crime always brings receipts.
There you go.
To his wife back then. And I wonder, like, did Lauren John ever make a stream about that, discussing that, what actually happened and taking a stance on it? Or because they literally go out and are like, oh, yeah, look, no, we are so good friends and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, he even admitted to what he did to his wife. There's no question about that. So for everyone who doesn't know about this, just put in Google Kobe Ryan arrest for R-ing his wife, and you will even see his mugshot. And he admitted to what he did on a recording.
And I feel like we can thank Lauren and John for bringing this bit of information really into the public, because not a lot of people knew about that little piece, that little ditty of information. And yeah, I don't think a lot of people knew. So I just wanted to finish it up showing you here. This woman was talking about the hidden true crime, and I was looking around trying to find some information, and here it is. I follow Lauren and Dr. Babe. So Kimber, you willingly are calling Dr. John Dr. Babe. Do you realize that? You are willingly doing this to yourself. Why? Why would you do something like that? To me, she's a psychopath. Kobe has you guys all fooled. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. She has no spine. I love this girl. She's so blunt. Yeah. I love the end where she's like, hidden true crime always brings the receipts. Boom. No, there isn't any perfect victim. I agree. Just what he did was so, I just don't feel like you accidentally do something like that. Like, I can see like accidentally running someone over, or accidentally you punch someone and you hit them in the wrong spot and they die, but you don't accidentally attack somebody. So I don't know. I just have a hard time with it, but I mean, it's just my opinion, right? I take the information in and I decide what I want to do with it. And then and I feel like everybody needs to it's just your opinion and you decide what you want to do with it. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have me snowed, but there's a lot of people that I got their number And I can't say anything too, because I got their number, but I can't be like the bitch that follows them behind and being like, oh, this person's lying about this and that, it's just not cool either. So it's just like, finally, I think a situation has come out where people can just like say like, yeah, okay, this happened to me. Like I can finally talk about it. The floodgates have opened and we can talk about it, and I'll talk about it for as long as I want to talk about it. And then when I'm ready to move on, I'll move on. It's the way it goes. Okay, guys, I'm going to start wrapping things up here. I do want to give out 5 Dragonfly memberships, though. I need to get over to my site over on, it's a Dragonfly is our membership program over on YouTube. And I need to get over here to give it away. So here are 5 of the Dragonfly memberships. I'm going to welcome you in, and then I'm going to tell you a little something about it. Oh, yay! Unsolved Amy Boston, Lily B, DB, Sigma Shadow 6, and Chick Tracy. Welcome to the Dragonflies. Have you heard of our Dragonfly membership? I'm sure you have. I mean, everybody has heard about it. I just, the other day, someone was saying, have you heard of the Dragonflies? Well, here, let me show you something about it. If you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? I would really, really, really love to have you as a power subscriber. If you really like my content, be sure to become a Dragonfly, and that's our membership, and it's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early. We have special emojis over in the chat room. I kind of share things ahead of time with my Dragonflies, and I go live sometimes just for the Dragonflies. It's a way that I can support you guys and give you more content, and it's a way for you to support our channel. It's $2.99 a month, and I would love to have you. And our Kim put that up in the chat. It's up on screen. It'll be over in the show notes. If you would like to join, there is the link. We would love to have you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, my little Aussie friend. Kelsey is his rock. Big, she was in such bad space with him, she would not be his mod. She loves him and he openly adores her. He grew up Mormon and went on a bender, someone who never really drank. I don't know who you're talking about. Lauren will keep on like nothing happened and still support, but now I know who she is and will never support her again. She has zero remorse and accountability. Yeah, I mean, if she even, I wish she would just like have some accountability, right? Something, like just something. But I guess not. Thank you so much, Kel Tato, for your super sticker, and you're very, very welcome. I really appreciate you guys so much. I really do. You guys have made a huge difference in my life, gone through a lot. If you've ever considered podcasting as a healing tool, I highly recommend it because you get to meet a lot of cool people. It can be a little stressful, but yeah, I really like you guys a lot. You guys are kind of special to me. Okay, guys, I'm going to head out. If nobody's told you this today, and I will keep growing, thank you for saying that. If nobody's told you this today, and even if they have, I don't care. I don't care. I'm still going to tell you guys this. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Miss my cue, but I had you for that day. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into
Be sure to give this live a thumbs up. Helps me go out into the algorithm party out there. Bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out.
With you tonight, and it feels fine. Feels fine.